We got my man Chilpa's back on the, oh god, my camera's doing some weird stuff. Back on the Frost Death Knight with Flexi Bites going in with bleeds immediately, instantly breaking out of the stuns with an Icebound 40 to mad bleed, man, Obliterates on to execute. Oh my god, Flexi Bites trying to see if he can bail out of there, walling us off, cannot shake the Death Knight off of his back whatsoever. Big grips, tries to go for root, big blind for Chills, breaking out of the roots immediately, trying to go for a death clause in order to keep himself alive. No AMS for the Thorns for a moment. It's Flexi looking for a bit of recovery, does have himself a dome, maybe a big old grip, as he's trying to see if he can bail behind the pillar, power shift to break out of the roots, unable to, trying to see if he can bail out of this one, but oh man, the power shift finally able to disconnect from the Death Knight for just a second. Got himself Remorseful Winter looking to get back over the big grip while the Pharaoh's mid-air, does go for a re-stealth with an AMS back up and running, got himself a mad heal together with the Spore Cloak activating, doesn't have much health defensively though, is going to try to see if he can control Flex as best as possible. Stun, Flex, got nothing for this one, wait a second, maybe Chilpas could maybe get himself a big old blade, he's in defensive stance, Bear up against the wall, just trying to see if he can go for the survivalist playstyle, looking for that heal, but the man is actually just doesn't have much to work with. Lindsay got himself a stun, Thorns, heal, Markskin, maybe this will be enough, but looks like, oh, the Death that just keeps chopping right through you. Once the bear is just stuck in a den, back up against the wall, the survival instinct's kicking in, but looks like, man, the Death Knight was just able to overpower him. Big hammer hanging over Chill's head. Maybe he can AMS. It does go for AMS. I think maybe there was a Hodge potentially hitting his head as well. Not a lot of health available. Is getting hit by big hits from Hugo. Hugo just absolutely blasting it out. I like his mock, by the way. He's got a Centurion look. Yeah, but a Death Knight, he used everything for that Feral Druid, and there isn't much a full Crusading Paladin wouldn't be able to do. Bites up next, leaping in, gonna go for big bleeds with Convoke. Blessing of Protection immediately for Hugo. Bite swapping out to the Night Elf form, looking for the clone into Blessing of Protection, trying to see if he can dodge it. Is gonna go Bear form, Cyclone still kicking in. Got himself the big opener. He could go maybe for a big Feral go. Or does he go for another clone? No, just leaping away. I like that use of Cyclone, by the way. You see Blessing of Protection? You just go for a clone. Bailing out of there. Quick maim onto Yuga. Full bleeds it back up and running. Very aggressive. Yet another restun as the Shadow Meld comes out. Stun onto the Feral. Does break out of it fairly quickly. And Yuga looking for the bubble. Does he have it? The big bleeds are up. Does the man survive this? Or is this over? It looks like the bleeds. Oh, bubble comes in. Last second bite almost just had him. But still, not out of the woods just yet as Yuga needs to get himself as much recovery as possible. I don't foresee this man getting his consecration back anytime soon. Big hammer over onto Bite, but doesn't do nearly as much damage. Just go for the Blessing of Sanctification. Right? Saint? I think it's Saint? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong on this one. But it is going to give him a little bit of CC immunity or reduction, rather. Big Convoke as Shield of Vengeance is up. Stun onto Bite as he does himself a big old hammer. That's going to be Shield of Vengeance pop, and also adds towards that hammer damage. Bite in the defensive stance as the Bear form comes out, looking for the heal, waiting for that hammer, expecting big hits. That's going to do quite a number on him. But back in the Bear form, looking for that recovery. Maybe looking for yet another of those Cyclones. Next stun by Hugo could be really bad. Big stun by Bite though. Looking for even more bleeds. Looking for another clone. Not going to get an interrupt. That's going to be big Cyclones. No, actually avoids it. Lines inside at the last second. Hugo is going to get CC'd. Does not have access to a normal trinket for a while. Human Racial is going to end up kind of DRing that, but it's a stun as Bite goes in for a Barkskin. Still big damage for Hugo. Lay on hands. Bite might be in a lot of trouble unless the man can somehow claw his way out of this one. Bash onto Hugo. But I think that hammer could just end you right now. Big damage on the hammer from the side of the corner. That was a lot of damage to deal with, by the way. I think he was doing such a good job, man. Such a good job. But that Crusade, and you just got a couple of good hits, full stun inside of a Crusade with a hammer hanging over your head. There's just not a lot you can do, I don't think. That's a rough one, man. That's just super unlucky. Right, trying to see if he can avoid any more damage from Hugo. Flying up in the air, taking it to the skies, and it's going to be hammer slamming on him. At least he's got blur. At least could reduce some of that hammer's damage. Stunned right after. Trinkets follow. And Hugo trying to be very careful with the Demon Hunter. Trying not to really get in the melee of the guy. Does leap a little over the Hugo, but it's going to be a big hunt to follow. Perfect opportunity to get a lot of damage. Lots of healing needed for Hugo to survive this. But right, I think he's just going to end up taking him out real quickly. Well done, well done. With Diabolical is going to be up next. Got himself quite a bit of damage versus Rights. Succubus CC, so far, it's going to be a pretty big hit. Rights better be very, very careful. Mortical, but the Bonzafell does not break. It actually holds. That Mortical did cut him in the right direction. Fear onto Diabolicals really quickly. Rights does get himself the Demonic Summon. That's exactly what it needs. In fact, he's actually going to retreat with a Demon. If he can get himself Metamorphosis, On top of the demon, he ends up picking up a lot of health either way though. But if you can go metamorphosis, you get yourself a big leech while in meta. And then just slay the demon, that's a big heal from that leech. Then you pick up demon soul, while leech is up, that's a even more healing. So as long as you can maximize your self healing and recovery, you'll be fine. Bonzafel breaks, but immediate stun into Diabolicals though. As soon as the CC from the succubus CC is erupted from him, is gonna go for a massive portals are up for Rights. Rights doesn't really have much of an opportunity here, trying to create some space away and land aside from Dia, but the man with them portals just not really giving him much of a breather here at all. Dark, might be a big defense on our rights here. Trying to see if he can walk away. Massive soul fire. Finally get summon demon summon slain and picking up the soul. Not a lot of health really gained from this one, but needs summon right now. Either needs to go aggressive, slaying that succubus, forcing the diabolical to summon a freshly succubus fairly quickly. It's going to be a stun around the corner. Right, swing it back to him. Another eye beam does give himself that metamorphosis he needs as an infernal comes down, collapsing, crashing onto Rights. Does go pretty quick. Interrupt onto Fear. Big haunt to try to close the gap, but a port for Diabolicals does at least give him some distance. It's going to be a big swing for Rights to get back over to Dia, picking up a lot of healing, but Rights at this point I think it just might be over. Big immolate. Oh, it's just done. That succubus caught you in its grasp for just a moment. You couldn't get out of there whatsoever at super low health. There's just not much you can really do. And either Emotes is going to be up next, and it looks like Airless is giving him a chance. By the way, Airless, a big fan of the Mog. I like it. Just a solo katana in the back, side katana, got himself the Mog, the bandages. That actually looks really solid. I like that a lot. It has a mix of like a classic look and more of like a modern-esque look as well. While Immense, I like that, you know, the mace actually does add to the whimsical Harlequin nature of the set. Also a big fan of the shield. I don't know if it fits the Mog super well. I just like the way that shield looks in general. Dia gonna be up next on that team. We also got ourselves Roki in the back as a survival and demonic waiting his turn. As Dia is gonna have to find a way to hold the fort here versus Immense as well as Airless. Immense playing that elemental, so I'm actually very excited to see what that's gonna be like. In fact, I think Ellie's even gonna be better in 10-2. I know I'm going off of a tangent tonight a lot. Tonight is just a tangent Dalaran night, but I like it a ton. Wait, a bit of an honor duel? Wait, trying to figure out if he's doing it. Stop the pet. Flame shock. As much of an honor duel as you could really get. At least they're both like, hey, recognize each other. Hi, how's it going? It's gonna be a reflect up for Dia. But Immense got himself plenty of mobility that is going to be slowed down by the succubus. CC it as he put up himself against the pillar, just not moving, so forcing Diabolicals to really push in. Does get himself portal 1, portal 2 maybe, trying to see if he can put some pressure onto the Ellie Shaman. Ellie might just have to play defensively. I think it was a grounded totem for just a second. It was going in for light and last. He's got himself full ascendance available. It's a random good proc for him. Trying to see if he can deny the chaos bolts from Diabolicals. Lava bursts and earth shocks are doing a lot of damage right now. Dia might be in trouble. Big soul fire. Immense is going to take a big hit. Actually doesn't take nearly that much. Burrow down for just a moment. It's going to be knocked back into Dia. Actually just goes to throw him down across the arena, forcing him to pick up the eyeball. That is actually so well done. Big bonds of fell for Dia. Immense going to take a lot of hits. Maybe can do some grounding. Maybe helpful grounding does ground the cast mode. Mad hits on the Dia. Reflect up for a second. Oh, he doesn't avoid that one. Are you kidding me? And Diabolical's just feeling so bad because it knows Airless is going to kill him real quickly. But honestly, actually, I mean, I guess you could just drain off of Airless, right? You could just keep draining, and just have him use Sipic up if you want an honor duel. But like, there, unless Rogue has a many bandages, you could just walk over there and shoot you up real quick. That'll be at least somewhat helpful, right? Airless, nah, just got a cheap shot done. It's just one of those situations, man, you know? It's just one of those situations. Just not a lot of healing, high dampening. You can't really do proper honor duel, and Airless is going to be starting up with a Hunter's Mark. Like, his life couldn't be any harder for him to get go, huh? Shove him to the pet, just building comp points of that thing. Roki has himself the opener onto Airless. I guess now you don't have access to Gateway anymore. Cheap shot onto Roki as he put himself away from any kind of traps, any kind of flares. It's going to be a big secret technique. Does have a good defensive ahead of time, though. That survival the fittest helps you out a lot. As Airless just kind of shuffling in place for just a moment, trying to warm himself up out of the freezing trap. Disarm onto the Hunter, trying to see if he can go for maybe a setup versus error. It's going to be a big death shock him. But it's trying to see if you can avoid it. Cloak of Shadows does get away from any kind of flares. While Death Shockum is on you, as long as you don't take damage inside of the Death Shockum debuff, you'll be mostly okay. 9 minutes, 10 minutes into the duel, 52% dampening. Airless, I think, gave himself a proper reset, right? No Hunter's Mark, so he's okay. As long as no pet attacks him out of nowhere, he's fine. Traps down. But I guess Rogue's flare down does get him out in the open. Oh man, leaping right in. It's going to be a cheap shot by Airless, trying to make some damage happen. Roki with a trinket. Airless, oh, what was that? He was actually kind of sort of healthy, and then it just wasn't. Was that like a Battle Master's trinket fell off as he got hit by Secret? I thought it was okay. And then just man's 40, what, 30, 20, 40, I don't know, man. Bad Rogues, baby, dude. Airless, I love that aggressive play, though. My God, Demoniac. Getting hit with a blind immediately. Airless wanted to make sure he get himself at least denies Demonic a proper opener. That use of eyes in a blind, well done. Now it's going to be down for these two Rogues. Airless walking into this one, kind of crippled, not a lot of cooldowns to work with. Demonic walking in with everything, but it really comes down to a chess match with Rogues. While Airless still holds on to a trinket, you still maybe has himself a chance. Demonic picking up the eyes, it is going to give Airless an opportunity to get an opener, but Demonic has a lot more tools to work with. That trinket blind could really set him up. Just gonna go for a disarm really early on. Demonic building combo, it's blind really early. Airless is a choice right now. You just take a selfie with a guy? Is that what I just saw for a second? Airless has to take this damage in the opener. Just relying on cheat. I was gonna say relying on cheat death, but apparently cheat death just didn't want to grant you one. Yeah. I honestly thought you were okay. I thought cheat death is fine, and then it just doesn't proc. I don't understand that one. Yeah, cheat. All right. I don't understand it. That cheat death should have proc, but it didn't. I have no idea why it didn't. Yeah, rip cheat death.